So you wrote me a mail, and we can continue on how we started. Like, how can all this stuff be transformed? That's what you wrote. How can all this stuff be transformed? So we very often think in terms of transformation, letting go, even transcend, I hear sometimes. None of it applies. There's nothing that needs to be transcended, there's nothing that needs to be transformed, there's nothing that needs to be done. It's all too much. So in our worldly life, we are so conditioned that if we want anything, we need to do something. And that applies for practically everything, maybe everything. If we want something, we need to do something. Here, if you want something, refrain from doing, and refrain even from non-doing. The whole subject doesn't apply. So people say, okay, I don't do. So then they go to not doing. At least, I still got something. This is the end of doing. Okay, I do not doing. That is what I do. I don't do doing. So that's what I do. No. Doing and non-doing. There's nothing that needs to be transformed. Stuff will empty out by itself. It doesn't need your intervention. This is all God's work. There is nothing, absolutely nothing that needs your participation. Je loopt God alleen maar voor de voeten. Met al je best doen en je loopt God alleen maar voor de voeten. I don't know how to say this in English. You are in God's way. In any way of your participation, or whatever you want, whatever you want, it's all obstructing this divine revelation. All your participation is an obstruction. Yeah! All your participation is an obstruction. This divine revelation doesn't need you. You have never been. Ha ha. This, my dear, see this by heart. You have never been. You only assume that you are somebody, and then you say, okay, I want this, and then what is it needs, I'm ready to do it. Woof, woof. Too much. No. We're not going anywhere. So what is left? What is left if I can't solve my problems? If I can't figure it out anymore? If I have no more bones to chew on? If I can't improve? If I can't even do my best? Oh, help! What can I do? What is left? What is left now? You know what the highest dharma is? The highest dharma is sheer living. It's just living. Living your life. Living. Not even your life. Living. It's living. So you live as presence. As with with a very profound willingness, readiness, softness, so awake, so aware, so vigilant, without effort, so vigilant. And then, you're so aware of what is rising in you, if stuff is rising. And yeah, of course, this is the great emptying out of past, of identifications, of conditionings, of fear, of clinging, the whole show. The show is completely emptying out, but by itself. And you are just here, willing to perceive, willing to feel, willing to acknowledge, willing to be very still and allowed to be touched, and maybe you feel that your heart is breaking in countless pieces. And here you just are and experience that your heart is breaking into countless pieces. And you don't touch anything. This is it. And maybe sorrow is coming. Sorrow is coming. And you are just here, willing to experience it without any comments. Maybe melancholy, maybe sadness, maybe pain, maybe regret, maybe guilt, maybe shame, maybe hate. I'm just here. That's all. I'm just here. Nothing needs to be addressed, nothing needs to be touched, nothing needs to be understood. I'm just here, willing to be touched by whatever it is that is rising or that is perceived. You see, it needs none of your participation.
No.
And nothing is transforming. No. What seems to be stuff, when you don't stir, will dissolve by itself. At some moment it's gone. Oh, I always felt I'm not good enough or something like that, And at some moment, it's gone. And you have not done anything. It dissolves at its own time, in its own way. Also, that doesn't need your participation. Nothing. Don't touch anything. Just be present. Emptying out stuff, imprints. Oh, everything. This is a matter of totality. Everything, 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 everything. And when everything is gone, what is there? Emptiness. But this emptiness doesn't know an opposite. This emptiness is full. It is total. Empty of stuff, full of life. It doesn't know an opposite. All the opposites are dissolved. This emptiness is very still. This emptiness is timeless, changeless. You can hardly even know what it is. but it is total and it doesn't know an opposite. All that the mind can know has an opposite. Day and night, good and bad. Yesterday and tomorrow. Being, non-being. In this quality of emptiness that doesn't have an opposite, that is full in itself, it all stops. Profoundly still, unchanging sameness. And that is well-being on a very deep level. And the beauty is, it's unconditional. It doesn't need preferable conditions. That's why it is so magnificent, so glorious. It's sheer light. And nothing needs to be known, and nothing needs to be understood. It is the world of wonder. It's the world of mystery. It's the world of, maybe we can even say, gratitude. It's the world of a very deep bow. Living as a bow. Living like this. It's the end of fighting. This is how all these beautiful indigenous tribes lived. And they were wiped away. Up to this day, they were wiped away by white-skinned arrogance. Profoundly lost. And it is our job to find compassion, to not add to division, but see that somehow, even though the world is very confused, somehow, when our scope is big enough, we can see there's nothing out of place. We can only see when our bow is deep enough. When our bow is total.